being a streamer on Twitch, I'm keeping to my word and letting you know that I am paying for that. So how about this? I am going to go to Team Trees right now and donate the winnings of what was brought up last night. So thank you so very much, DK, for battling me last night in the treacherous seas of Raft as we tried to defeat a shark and struggled and struggled, and we just could not survive. Because we could not survive, and because we could not maintain our maintain capacity to take out a shark, I owe I personally owe a prize worth up to a tier 1 sub here on Twitch. So $5 worth out to a DK's choice, and she they definitely chose Team Trees first, and then we struggled to get Team C. So here I am getting ready to put this in. Here you guys go, just so you guys are aware. You know what? Screw it. Display name. I won't even do that. You guys, or they get to know who this came from us. Ah, no. That'll work. That'll work. And then my favorite part. Now I've got to go back for just a moment so that way you guys can't actually tell what I'm about to do. But I'm going to do it regardless. And then you guys will get to see when I actually get back to it. Let's just try to update it. Come on. Yep, good. Going through, and there we go. It worked. Completed $5 donation, courtesy of Jack Slate 99 and DKRX97. Thank you very much, DK, for participating, and I really hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, as I do believe this is actually a very good place for a donation to go to, and as far as I'm concerned, one of the best places to I guess what I'm really happy about is that you considered something that has put a dent into, well, the problems that we foresee these days. I'm not trying to come off as awkward. I didn't know where I was trying to finish off with that last bit. Anyhow, now back. Let's get back to business. Let's get down to it. Let's get down to business to defeat the Huns. Why am I singing this song? That was just nice. I'm thinking about it, and all of a sudden Mulan comes to mind, right? All right. Now that was a nice introduction into getting into business. Now basically I only had a few talking points, but I wanted to basically see just how in depth I could actually get on these, because to be quite honest, they all have different aspects for how it works, for how a value system works. How can someone value something? And the one big thing that we do as businesses is currency. We actually exchange currency, not only goods, but currency. So we do move around a lot of like whenever you're getting into the process of selling or trading, bartering, whatever you want to call it, you are moving resources from one place to the next. One of those resources can basically make a value hold system, if you will. Like, you know that whenever you go to the store that if you have $20 in your pocket, that $20 holds $20 value, or at least you trust that it does. Well, just as it happens to turn out, currency is basically the trust of the value behind the product or service that is being provided. I know that's just the basics of the concept, but there's a such amount of depth to it that even I didn't consider just how deeply involved and almost methodical this the process of actually committing to business practice actually is involved. There's a lot to it that could actually be extracted from multiple, well, inputs that all center around the one concept of being in business, but it has basically a massive quantity of everything. It's almost I can almost suggest that you can chalk business up to the very concept of Bo Burnham's the internet. I think that's the one is welcome to the internet. And you said there's life a mutual agreement of something worth in order for a successful transaction, basically. And we have to trust that that's actually something that can happen. That's where that mutual agreement comes in. We have to trust that. Well, knowing that that's the case, one thing people don't really consider, but it is actually a real thing. It's something I've noticed for quite a long time. A lot of people are so worried about just income, just money, just having a currency. Well, technically speaking, if you just shift the trust in the currency itself, you can actually realize that currency is in fact also a resource. And resources are literally anything. So whatever you're trying to value is valuable. It's not just the dollar that you're trying to give for the cheeseburger. The cheeseburger is by itself valuable. But we have to trust that giving in exchange of something like the currency for food is actually a way to go. Technically speaking, there is nothing stopping anybody. I mean, of course, there is the fact that people don't hold the value system, or hold the value system as in depth as that. You can't just walk into a McDonald's and ask for a cheeseburger and then give them a handful of like precious rocks, like literally just lapis lazuli, opal, ruby, diamond, pearl, like you name it. All these precious stones somehow can't be exchanged for a simple feeding solution, but it can be traded for something that looks green and almost literally paper thin. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And then you said DK says have to trust the trade is equal and worthwhile. Yes. And if I did, you just named the stuff from Steven Universe. Oh, that's actually kind of funny because I don't watch Steven Universe. So the fact that that's even reference to that shows just how much this mindset has actually gotten into modern day, or yeah, basically modern video. It's really nice to see that that's actually the concept at hand. Especially considering I don't want to watch that show. No offense to anybody who wants to watch it. It's not something that I enjoyed watching when it came out, and it's not something I kept up with. But it's really cool to see that there are aspects that I could like, knowing that that's actually if it's that reminiscent of it to you. I've had a finicky relationship with cartoons for years. Somebody started doing that whole ruin your childhood in just this in one moment videos, and I just or posts online, and I don't like that. I like being able to watch cartoons and just not have to think about the potential conspiracies. But once I hear about the conspiracy theory, it sticks in my head, and I just don't like watching the show. So I'm very finicky with a lot of cartoons, but that's all besides the point. That was a long side tangent. I watched like 2 episodes and I didn't have much interest either. Yeah, see, it's also the different generation. Like the newer generation likes that stuff. I still like My Little Pony from my childhood. And I mean, not that I actually watch it on a consistent basis. It's something I don't mind my daughter watching. who's an infant. When she starts getting older and she wants to watch her own, I don't mind that. But while I'm taking care of her and she's just barely understanding, we watch the stuff that we're interested in. And she loves Bugs Bunny. She likes Looney Tunes, that kind of stuff. I mean, it's okay. So now I'm getting off topic. I'm getting off topic with episodes. Yes. Hi. What happened? Oh crap.
You never drank?
Oh shoot. Yeah, the peppermint. Wait a minute. Yeah. Well, because I broke the cup.
And I put it in.
I didn't. Well, no, you couldn't have put. You had to have put new stuff in the new one because I know for a fact mine shattered all over the ground and I had to pick that stuff up.
I said go ahead and take this one, and I'm heating up some more for myself.
Gotcha. All right. Thank you.
That's cool. I could hear she's doing just fine.
All right. Yep. Well, because of that, I can actually still love Angry Birds Rock on SpongeBob. See, good stuff, and that I mean, it's the age. It really comes down to the age of it. All right. Well, at that, I think it's a good idea to actually catch into the next one. What I was actually talking about goes even further. You can't just exchange precious rocks to get food. You have to exchange a paper piece of currency because everyone trusts it. Everyone knows about it. No one knows if that ruby is actually a thing. So that's where bartering is actually a massive deal when it comes down to entrepreneurship, because you actually have to learn as much as possible about these, basically every concept, how to value resources. What resources are valuable? This ruby is less important. This ruby, this opal is less important. This opal, this is less than that. You find out what works with what. Like, does this chicken and this chicken actually have equal value? Digging into currency actually provides that. Digging into how resources work shows you that capacity if you look into it. It's actually pretty amazing to understand that it's as simple as a dollar bill is only as valuable as you put it in. Everything else is just the same. It's not really about that. I think it's because green money is traceable and easier to determine fake. That's precisely my point. That is precisely my point. When it comes down to things of lesser or value, or lesser equal or better value, is in regards to the I can't say perfection of it because of the fake concept. It's more or less this how could I put it? Purity. It's the purity of whatever you're trying to, well, authentically give. If it's actually a genuine stone, or if there's a minor impurity, but the more you know, the better. So if I know that this thing is valuable and I'm not just lying to you, I have every reason to believe that it is actually something that I can trade. But only I know that. So why not dig into what is more valuable? Because now I can actually just add that as a resource. I could literally just go buy stones and have capital. I have a resource now. I can go trade that stone because it is nice, it is very authentic, it is genuine, it is pure. May not be 100% pure, but it is pure. It is a ruby. I can take that, hold its value, because it'll hold value. It has some use. There is some mechanism of action. You can make it into jewelry. You can make it into fine electronics. There are usages for it, but it's a resource that you can find value in to use as currency in the form of bartering. But not many people consider that. What are you? Oh, you're just bringing the dog's bed in? Okay.
The only thing that is dry.
Well, yeah. I get that. It's just in and out.
The dryer is holding in a lot of moisture, not moisture, but moisture.
Okay.
So sometime tomorrow.
I'll have to definitely check it. Yes. Thank you. Okay. This is also the reason why I want to edit it and put it on YouTube, because life does go on, and things here at the house do have to get done, and the random distractions that I get, it does bug the crap out of me. But I'm not gonna suggest that the dogs can't have their bed back. We washed it today. Come on. But no, it disrupts the flow of the thought processes, and I don't want to have all this giant section put out there. And why the heck am I being messaged left and right? Please, can like just as soon as I hop on, this is what we're doing. I'll just let her know I'm on stream real quick, and then I'll be guess going back to talking point. Okay, love y'all. Just I was planning on doing this earlier, and it didn't work as well. And to be honest, you can do that. You can buy gold and silver and whatever else that's authentic, and in order to get the usable value for it, you can trade it for the green currency. Exactly, and thus the reason why I want to get into the concept of the next topic, which is in fact, ironically, scarcity and overflow. By understanding how value systems work, because of the considerations for what is authentic and what is usable for a currency to trade in value, you have to actually understand how on earth the quantity of resources makes that value occur. So the USD system the USD system that we most of us use here in America, as last I checked, we're working with a currency that just so happens to be deflationary. So we use it, but then if there's not enough of it flowing as according to the authoritative powers of our governing bodies, they decide to make more, which unfortunately reduces the total economic value exchange of the dollar bills that we have in our pocket. And because of that, we need more of it to be able to get the same amount or less. And that's a huge problem, which is the reason why overflow is a major issue when it comes down to production of goods. It's kind of like having a water source block in Minecraft and you have a lava source block really close by. If you have an overflow of water, you're going to take away your ability to have the lava block. But if you take in or you stretch it out far enough, it'll only reduce the if you stretch out the dollar too far, you'll create more stuff, which basically creates for you a good system of continuation. But then now cobblestone happens to be just available and abundant, but no one wants it because everyone gets it. Whereas obsidian is extremely difficult to get by comparison to cobblestone, unless you consider the fact that if you just search for lava source blocks, then obviously you can get obsidian. But there's no reproduction system for lava. You only get the one lava source. Once it becomes cobblestone or it becomes obsidian, it loses value as a source block. Unfortunately, because of that loss of value, it also increases the total value because now there's one less source block. You can't repeat it. It's a whole system of advancements. It's really a weird way to put it, but that's basically what's going on. Okay, question. Do you think that using gold and silver to buy and sell would be easier than green? Yes. Yes, by far. And the reason why I believe so is because of cryptocurrency. If you use cryptocurrency, you get transactions are almost seamless. So if you're using something other than a US dollar, something other than the piece of paper that you have in your in your pocket fold of some sort, then you're actually using a different resource that actually proves its value. Proves its value. That's the huge thing. It proves its value. You know for a fact that this is authentic silver. This is real. There is no question about that. And you happen to know that when you bought it, it was $40. Well, it just so happens that this quantity that you bought might have a better price later on, or it might be lower, but it's relatively stable, and you know that this thing is still that $40. You take that $40 and you go buy something. You now have $40 exchanged. But yes, it's based upon the US dollar, but it is accessible. But you know that it is. Whereas I don't know from day to day if this $40 that I have in my pocket can go buy $40 worth of stuff. Basically, I go out to this, like, I'll put it this way. I still remember going to the grocery store as a kid and buying a candy bar that was basically as big as my hand. Like, I think it was closer to 6 inches, and I loved it. It was so freaking massive, and it was like $1. It was cheap. Or no, it was like 50 cents or something like that. It was really, really cheap. Granted, I'm nearly in my 30s. But that is still a fact that remains, is that it had more for less. And then nowadays, it's less for more. I'm paying almost $2 for a candy bar these days. And one that's smaller, might I add, than when I grew up. Before I became an adult. That's scary. That is really scary. That I have to have more to get less. Having other commodities, other resources, is the best way that you can solidify your own capacity to hold trustable value when exchanging goods and services. And I'm switching between the two screens. Sorry if it's looking that weird. So yes, digital gold versus solid gold nuggets. It's all about trust. It's trusting something other than the U.S. dollar. Now I'm not strictly telling everyone to just to buy into cryptocurrency and buy into precious metals, and it's literally anything. I value the life of my birds. I have 32 birds. I'm valuing their life at a higher exchange for when I get rid of them. Because eventually I'm not going to be able to take care of them anymore, so I'm going to have to get rid of them. Which I'm going to be selling them tonight. I'm going to show you guys that that's actually the case. You have to have a value system to be able to understand the differences in price fluctuation. Which is actually exactly what the reason why I have the next concept. Numbers make trust possible. If I were to tell you that I'm going to sell one of my birds for, say, $20, if I wanted to sell it for $20, well, then you're going to have to wonder why it would be $20 before you purchase it, unless you really just want to mindlessly grab it. And that's up to you. I'm not gonna try to say no if you just want to buy my duck at $20. That's up to you. But in a basic sense, for what this does, when putting a number on something, when deciding where it can be, yes, technically speaking, you're doing the very thing that man has done for years. I mean, I think it's literally every generation I've ever heard about, witnessed, and generally read about. There's always an authority figure who decides where to start, a number to begin with, something to have a standpoint of a perceived opinion, basically. I'm going to give you my opinion that these birds are worth $20. Why do I believe that? Well, because of XYZ. And being able to define that value and put it out there for others to use is actually how you can show what your value system represents. So that's outwardly exchanging what you value. If you don't value birds, then obviously it's not going. My birds aren't worth $20. You might want to buy it for like $5, Well, I'm sorry to tell you, but my value system tells me that that's a loss, and I don't want to lose when I've put into these birds. I want to gain, or at least keep what I put into it, so I'm going to price it at a point where I'm comfortable believing that the amount that I gave it was retained enough to give you something of greater value than what I put in. Basically, the number has to be able to match or do better than what I put in, because that bird retained on its own, and you may not believe that. So I have to sell you something. I have to give you a story. I have to really make you believe that this price is worth it. What will it take to make you want to part ways with your resource for my resource? So storytelling, your ability to read and to write is a massive deal when it comes down to running a business. It also and you said it also depends on the seller, buyer. If you've ever seen choosing beggars, they can even be worth something being a reasonable price, and they always be someone who wants to free achievement for free. I completely agree with that, and that's the reason why you, as an individual, have to have your own value system. But you can always adjust it. It doesn't have to be the same as everyone else's, or even completely off the bonkers. It's just a point where you can start to work with to be able to socialize with others. If you're trying to interact with another individual to give and receive value, then having yourself a system set in place that you can decide what brand you're gonna hit up, what style you're going for, what value you're putting into things, is out there for everyone else to understand, and you can exchange and grow with others. It's a basically, if you don't know how to value yourself and value others, it's really difficult to maintain and have relationships. And that's the reason why basically everything is ran on, well, our ability to interact. That's the reason why it's mentioned that we are the economy. Our money, our personal value put into what we buy is what the economy is. That's what it runs on. That's exactly what it does. You just push resources in different places. You push and pull them by what you buy, by what you purchase, by what you use. What are you using? Look at your life. What are you grabbing? What are you returning? What are you putting away? What value do you hold on these things, and why? That's a really big kicker that almost nobody actually really wants to get into unless they're ready to pick up a business. And most people just want to do it for the money. But if you want the business to be exceptionally successful, like you want to get as big as SpaceX or Tesla or YouTube or Google or Apple or basically any large business that everyone recognizes these days, started out with something small, had to work its way up, but the value system it had in place was set and was able to fluctuate in time to survive the economy, to stay with the economy, and to eventually become a very significant portion of the economy. Which is, ironically, I'm surprised to say that I was not expecting the podcast to be like that, but it has surprisingly ended up very quickly going by. I had something reasonable, but you know what? I don't think I have to have like a specific time frame on it. I'm just kind of like talking it out and letting you guys have some sort of insight into what I know and what I'm doing, which is actually kind of entertaining for me to be able to grasp that it's not that difficult as I believed that it was going to be, just trying to get things out, because I literally just put down talking points. I don't have like a load of like detailed lists of anything. It's literally just going on the whim of it, but it's because I'm at least trying to start out, and that's the whole point. I'm pinpointing my value of what it is. Thank you for that, by the way. I'm pinpointing exactly what I'm valuing to have a starting point, and then allowing it to grow or fluctuate from here if it happens to. Um, that's basically what I'm doing with Twitch. I mean, I'm designating all of these aspects, which reminds me that this show is sponsored, and I would like to take a quick, excuse me, sip break, and remind everyone that if you do enjoy, ooh, cool, do enjoy taking care of yourself as much as I enjoy being able to talk, apparently, uh, well, please consider taking care of yourself with a wonderful cup of Joe, courtesy of Food Forest Farms. They keep this business running. They keep this business running, and they deserve all the shout outs, all the recognition for keeping this very I don't want to say the R word because I don't want to get banned on YouTube or on Twitch, but I'm not gonna lie, because I'm autistic, it feels like it's been slowed down. Kind of like the whole re thing, but then you take a turd and replace the E with an R, and then I'm not the fastest streamer. I'm not growing as quickly as I'd like to. In fact, I digress since last night. So I want to thank Food Forest Farms for giving me the confidence continuously to keep going. Then again, I'm paying for the coffee. I'm still gonna drink it no matter what. I mean, I love this stuff even if he didn't sponsor this, or yeah, even if the show wasn't sponsored by him. Hashtag sit break, everyone. Well, that's actually one thing I really wanted to talk about and get into as well. Real quick. So, sponsorships are actually kind of a finicky subject for me. I am. So I'm gonna be straightforward with you guys. It's not common. It's not. What I got is basically an anomaly, but I have such a fantastic story to tell you exactly why on earth having value and understanding value actually plays a significant role in how I got Food Forest Farms to be this channel sponsor. It's so happy. There's many bubbles, but they're kind of small. Yes, they're supposed to be. That is fantastic. You should be seeing many little bubbles. It should be you're getting a lot of carbon dioxide basically released, if I'm not mistaken. But sorry about that. So I don't have chat here right now, and that's the awkward part. So you know what? Actually, that's one thing I wanted to do real quick. I'm gonna show you guys a couple different things. So here we go. I'm gonna go right here. Game capture down, and basically, what's going on is I wanted to let you guys know just how amazing and wonderful it is to have where is it? My bad. I'm looking at the wrong place. I wanted to let you guys know just how wonderful it is to have a Food Forest Farms as the channel sponsor, as the only reason why I even have them, and the only reason why I'm surprised they even exist, is solely due to the fact that I've been listening to a podcast that I've mentioned to you guys before. In fact, that was actually the very first thing I showed you. That was the very first business I ever showed you. This business right here. It's pretty amazing to me that this is as simple as it is, that I have known this company, this guy, for the longest time. Basically since 2014. I've known him almost half as long as he has been doing a podcast. And that podcast taught me a lot about affiliate marketing, which has also taught me about the concept of having confidence and taking your risky moves. And well, it just so happens that Food Forest Farms also happens to be associated with Jack Spirko and the Survival Podcast, and I took a leap of faith contacted them directly, contacted Food Forest Farms directly, and it worked. I am so surprised that it worked out that easily. But like I said, that is like the perfectly set anomaly. It doesn't usually happen that way. I wouldn't test that for everybody, but it is definitely possible to do it. So if you would like to, if you really want to reach out and make business happen, make it occur well, it is highly advisable to know your value, know your worth, and take a shot. I know for a fact what I can offer this guy. I love his coffee, and I want to have the coffee in my life, but I want to offer it to others. So what do I do for that? I want a little bit. I'd like something in return for mentioning this to everyone when I'm online. That's all it is. I literally want to find out if I can get something for being able to do something for him. That's exactly how you go about these situations. You walk up to, or when you were wanting something from someone, it's as simple as, hey you, this is me. I would like to do this. Can I get something in return? It's simple, direct, and to the point. If you have something for them, they're much more likely. Everybody that I've basically been around, as far as I can tell at this point, unless something is kind of off about the whole situation, usually always ends up being the individual is much more, or the individual receiving this message is much more likely to partake and do and use and be a part of what it is that you just brought as message. It's that simple. It's technically, well, no, it is technical writing in vocal format, put into that I have personally put out, but that's as simple as it is. I'm notifying the individuals of what the situation is. You, this is me. And then I move forward with what I'm trying to get. I'm wanting to do, I have something for you, I have put something together, I have value, and there's my value. I have something for you. Can I get something in return? Because now I'm giving that excess value. I'd like to see if I can get something back. That's exactly how this came about, and I am just so appreciative that he actually gave that. And then I also have to, there is one last thing I wanted, two last things that I wanted to do before I dig right in. First off, I'm going to be doing this in a short while. That's my internet browser giving me another tab to show that I'm earning a little bit extra. Oh wow, your 1.614 BAT payout will begin processing. So I currently have 1.816. I'm about to go up to 3.430, which is equivalent. So it's almost like I'm earning a little bit of money, huh? And you know that couldn't be true, because that would have to mean that, I mean, this isn't, I mean, this, I don't have this, do I? No, I don't have this. Well, it just so happens that this is what I value. I value exchange in numbers. Hi Carpet, good to see ya. Well, that's what I wanted to let you guys know, that I in fact do have something, and I'm really wanting, I would love to be able to exchange this once it hits a certain value and give it to you guys, because this is my income. This is exactly what I did. I searched the internet, I got a little ad, and then I got a little value for doing that. That little bit of value I want to give right back to you guys. And I know it's not much, it really isn't. I mean, it's right there, 231 in USD for that little balance, but it's about to double. In fact, it's basically about to double. So as close as that is to 250, I'm not that far away from hitting $5. I think that could be something for you guys. Hopefully. I mean, if I can give away $5 that I technically didn't earn from Twitch, I'm still giving you guys my income. I would really appreciate being able to actually do this because it is pretty cool to see it. It's just in different places, different locations, and I need to like exchange and take out. It's a whole bunch of stuff. But regardless of that, I'm wanting to be able to get to that point. Until then, I figured I could show you guys the last bit of what it is that I have been going on about, basically trying to get into the process of. I have been an affiliate with Amazon now for just about a year, and I have not done much for it. So this is basically my very first like shot at it, like a real potential for me to be able to well, try something new. We do, in fact, wait, no, that's right. Nope. My wife and I do, in fact, purchase pretty regularly from Amazon, and I do believe that we should actually be able to show you guys exactly what we're using, so that way you guys can decide whether or not for yourselves if it's actually something worth it. What's that engine called again? What engine? Oh, my bad. Wow, engine. Holy crap. Search engine. Brave. It is called Brave. In fact, here you go. Brave Internet. Or Brave Browser. Yep. It'll look like a simple lion, obviously. And you said you hope you can reach affiliate soon. I have been stuck at 1 or 2 viewers at most. I think my voice is too high pitched. Gosh, I hate my voice. You know what? I hope that is not the case, but I'm gonna be keeping you. I'm still keeping you guys in the back right now. I'm hoping to be a bit more pervasive, being able to watch you guys. But that's exactly what I'm starting with right now. I'm basically just sitting back and watching. But I think that my activity and my internet's not stable enough to keep me as a viewer, which is kind of weird. I have everything else except for the average of 3 viewers. That's still nice, though. That's still nice. And as far as I'm concerned, that'll work. And no problem, DK. And just remember, this does pay. Clearly, I set it up. Unfortunately, you do have to set it up yourself. You do have to set it up. It's under the settings and everything, so it's not that big of a deal. But clearly, like, you have this. What I'm looking for, I really want. I'm trying my best to get the verified creator, as I do have this website. But obviously, I'm an unverified creator. Even though you guys can see me right here, I am a creator. I'm right here in front of your face, and yet I haven't been able to figure it out. But this would actually help me tremendously, because if I can become a verified creator and I can turn on auto tribute, all it takes, if you guys really want to part ways with your income or anything like anything to support this channel, this is another option. You don't have to go out and get a job per se. You literally browse the internet, open up your option for receiving ads to get basic attention token, and then you decide where it goes, because that's your income. I'd hope that you guys would consider me valuable enough. Otherwise, I really hope that this is usable for you guys. I really hope that you guys get as much benefit as I do. It really does feel amazing that I can actually get this. Oh, 0.165. Wow, I'm an idiot. Here I'm thinking it's gonna get like $2. Wow. Come on, Lions. Oh wait, no, that's because it started. I just started. Yeah, 1.614 is just under $2.25, I'm guessing. But still works. It still works. Anyhow, trying to get my parents, the only coffee drinkers in the house, started on food farms. You know what, DK? I appreciate that to the highest degree. I really do. To be quite fair, if you want to be able to use the description below and purchase them a bag to try out for yourself as a gift, that can also work too. That is perfectly acceptable. Like I said, I use the CBD stuff, but there's absolutely no requirement for you to use that. And as far as I'm concerned, it's only if it really does benefit. Otherwise, not everyone has to use CBD. The basic stuff is still fantastic. I just personally use the CBD stuff as I am a disabled veteran who deals with a lot of crap. But regardless of that, I hope that you guys enjoy that. Their soaps are pretty good and are very cheap, right? I recommend checking out their soaps if you don't drink coffee. You keep reminding me. I'm sorry about that. I'm really sorry. Alright, so here's what I'm going to show you guys real quick. If I'm going to review an Amazon item of the day, I'm going to feel really awkward if I don't actually show you something that I have tested. So I'm going to go a little bit further back. Okay? I want to go basically to the very, very beginning. All the way back to my very first purchase. Oh, wait, it's only 8? Whoops. I knew that. You should seriously show off their soaps on stream. They are cheap and good quality. I don't drink coffee, but everyone uses soap. I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. I absolutely agree with that. I do. We just tested out their bath bombs. So I'm basically what I'm doing is I'm slowly going through the entirety of his list. And because he's kind of all over the place like I am, I don't necessarily work on everything at once. And I also don't have the income to just like throw all my stuff at him. So I'm basically like trying things like once a month right now. It's not a whole bunch, but yes, I have tested out one of their soaps before. It does absolutely do amazing. It is basic soap, but it actually does wonders, especially if you buy the CBD infused. Okay. I don't want to get go overboard with it, because at this point it's I would start joking about my usage more than I would be to be direct and let you guys know exactly what it is that I'm using and why. Oh, there you go. So, I guess I could. Now here's something that I actually can start doing. I know that it doesn't have much tie into it, but I wanted to let everyone know that it is the very first thing we got. I don't want to do this particularly because this is a college book, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I haven't opened it. I have not opened this. It is that unfortunate. I have a college book that I have not opened. I haven't touched this. I literally saw it, had the title on it, and that was it. I haven't read anything. So I feel like I wasted my money on this one, but I have it here, so it still holds value because I still plan on buying it. Or I still plan on reading it. I just have no desire to finish it because, quite honestly, this just told me everything I had to know about the class, and I just kind of survived the class. I didn't really stick it out as well as I could have, but don't deter that from you guys wanting to check it out for yourselves. I don't mind actually putting that in the link description at the end of the video when I put it on YouTube, but I personally can't give you a proper review because I haven't checked into it. That's all. And wait, what happened? Oh wait, it just highlights the message. Yeah, that's right. Okay. And then wait, you said DK. You said wow. Come on. Just found the soap on the website. Do you know if they sell anything in stores? I believe everything right now is online. I don't think he has a storefront. I've actually never seen a storefront. If you check out his YouTube channel, at Scramblin', I believe I've shown that. I should probably have that available just so you guys can see who it is. Yeah, it is so far from what I can tell delivery. But like I said, I literally can go meet the guy. He is 1 hour from me. If there is any problem, you guys have any discrepancy, I can literally drive down the road and go talk to him tomorrow if I really wanted to. I'm not gonna do it tonight. It's going towards 10 p.m. and I'm not gonna go over there and jack with him. that's just mean. And then send them a message that Jack Slate recommended there. If you buy it, they'll be happy to hear it. Oh yeah, right. So I'm not gonna lie, this is actually the hardest portion of what it is that I'm doing. I have been working a year. I have been doing this for a year. I have been streaming for a year. I got Food Forest Farms so early on. I am so surprised that I got them so quickly. since then, I have been figuring out a way to bust my chops, figuring out how to best present them to you guys. That way I'm not sound like I'm selling off a gimmick. It is 100% legitimate. I am so grateful to have them in my life. He has trained me so much. He has taught me so many things, and he doesn't even know just how big of an impact he has on my life. And because of that, I will always give to Food Forest Farms. I personally am buying his coffee. I want his coffee, and therefore I am willing to not only express that, but to let you guys know that I want you to feel just as much of gratefulness and joy and love from having this potential from just a simple cup of coffee. But it's because he provided it, and I know the guy. It's not like Starbucks where I just go to the store and it's some teenager that has nothing going on for themselves or doesn't want to be there. No, this is a guy who loves what he does, and I get to see that excitement every time he drops it by. I love it. It is the best part about being in business, is working with affiliation with them has been nothing but rewarding, and I want to be able to give that same reward to you guys. You guys deserve it. You guys have been keeping me afloat. I'm going to give him to you. He is my source for loving what I do so much. And because of that, I want to remind everyone that you can take care of yourselves with very simple ideas like this, and earn yourself a sip break. Hashtag sip break, everyone. I'm incredibly enthusiastic because I love business, and being able to see the individuals that I work with is even better. So I'm definitely gonna want to remind everyone, I'm not saying don't buy this, but I personally can't give a review on it because I haven't even opened the book. I have been using this, however, for now over a year and a half, and I can tell you right now, if you have a dog, if you have a canine that is, if you need a reasonably cheap go-to meal, it already has the exact quantities you need, so you only need to know your dog's weight and then do a little bit of math, and it's perfect. My dogs are on a good regiment. I have kept with them because of this, and I mean, you can tell. I mean, I regularly buy, obviously. I've been subscribed to Amazon, getting wet dog food for so long. I do believe that they are a worthwhile brand to start with. Meaning start. And then you said business is fun. I made just under $500 today on my stock. Nice, very nice. I mean, obviously, who would be mad at earning nearly $500 in one day? Come on. I mean, most people earn about $100 a day. That's friggin' amazing. Seriously, congratulations. And that's exactly what I wanted to go about. Is it's a start. This is a start, and this is exactly where I'm starting. I want to let you guys know that I am being 100% sincere and 100% legitimate, and where I started with being able to take care of my dogs was this brand right here. It's not the best food, it's not the worst food. It's just available for those individuals who don't want to go fight at the stores and try to find out when who can get the last can. No, I get packages in the month or every month for my dogs to be able to stay afloat. I do not have to worry about my dogs. I am taking their food is taken care of. They are well taken care of, and it's because this was available for me to use at the cheapest of convenience at the time that I needed it. I am slowly growing out of it. I'm very slowly growing away from this brand, but for what it is perfectly usable. And I am so very appreciative that Amazon has provided this to me, which is the reason why I give it to you. I want to extend that offer to everyone else. I do believe that is exactly what I wanted to really go at for, because this is the longest one I've had. This is the longest subscription. I bought this several times. I literally have stacks of this inside my house right now because I'm a prepper. I want to make sure that I have enough food to get me through the next month. And for the quality, quantity, and price, it's a perfect point for me to believe that I can set aside a month's worth of money and get a great quantity of food that does in fact fulfill and satisfy my dog's needs. It is perfect, and I would hope that I could actually put it out there for everyone else. It is the Amazon brand. It's called WAG, W-A-G, wet canned dog food, and I prefer to do the I like to have the diversity to increase the dog's total gut bacteria, so this way they can digest more. So I don't just go for the beef and chicken. I usually go for that trifecta, but there are the options of beef and chicken or trifecta or I want to say 2 more flavors. I don't have it. In fact, I really don't want to look it up right now, because I feel like I should have already had that for you guys. But basically, you can get these in different varieties, and because of what it is, it's definitely well worth it. And I hope you guys, even if you don't buy this, check out at least something else on Amazon if you want to, because no matter what you purchase, if I'm not mistaken, I haven't done it yet, and it's the reason why I'm really nervous with being able to present this information to you. I've never done it, but if I'm not mistaken, being an Amazon affiliate, if you click on the link that I provide on in the video description when I put it out, it should bring you to Amazon to either decide to purchase this, or if you purchase something else, whatever you purchase, I just get a stipend out of. If you want to just purchase whatever you're purchasing, kind of like Food for Farms, if you're already purchasing coffee, go ahead and use my discount code. It'll give you a cheaper rate, and you also get what you love in return. If you do the same here, by clicking on a link in the description, it'll bring you to a place where you're already going to buy something. So if you buy what you want, and it just so happens that I get something out of it too. More than just the satisfaction of being able to guide you into getting something that would provide value in your life, but also to be able to take in the effect that you guys actually cared enough to go through me rather than another individual that also has affiliation, but that you trust my point of view to take that consideration and buy something for yourself via that link. I don't know yet, but that is what I'm trying to find out. I hope that I can put something out there and it gets clicked on and used, and then I can find out or be informed in some way. This is the whole point of starting out. It's just the very beginning. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm literally just giving it my best shot in the dark and hoping that I don't screw up looking like a complete dolt giving you guys false information. Well, that's basically what the two things are that book and the Amazon brand WAG wet canned food. I will be going over my plan is to basically go over at least one item every podcast, as to extend that business operation. Like, you guys can support me just by buying something. You don't have to buy what I'm offering, but you can buy something, or by checking out the channel sponsor, or I'm extending what I believe to be, if I'm going to make this a business, I have to be able to consider exchanging value for currency, because currency is how things move. And I don't like asking for money, but maybe you guys might like buying something that I also happen to use and like, and maybe that value can hold. And I've made it, my influence has just been part of your life, and I couldn't be happier knowing that my influence provided a positive impact on your life. I couldn't be happier. So I really hope that doesn't come off sounding too weird, as I'm trying to build up into it. And you said, my interest I've gained in 1 month is 12% right now, considering the single month is pretty good. Oh yeah, that's fantastic. Just be careful with advertising dog food, because pet owners are very quick to sue if their pets have an allergy or something. Even if it wasn't your item, they will claim it's you working in the pet store. I see it all the time. Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. And that's the reason why I cannot suggest enough. I have no knowledge of any known pet allergy. So total disclaimer, I have no control over what happens to your animal. It is at your own risk whenever you purchase these products. Everything you purchase is at your risk, not mine. I am merely letting you know exactly what I've used it for, why I used it, and what it provided for me that I could believe that it could be of value to you. If it just so happens that your animal happens to have a skin condition from eating this stuff, don't buy it anymore. Plain and simple, don't buy it anymore. But if it doesn't harm them and it keeps them full and keeps them satisfied, keeps them sustained for the next day, continue to do so. Completely up to you. But I don't want to be held liable for something that I can't control, because I have no idea if your dog, if your animal happens to have a different reaction than mine. Mine is perfectly fine. My dogs have been all right on this food for over a year now. I'm pretty sure it would have had some sort of bad reaction up until this point, and so far I'm not seeing any. Now, I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong. I am not going to lie about that. I could be 100% wrong. My dog could just be an anomaly. But how am I supposed to know unless somebody else tries it out for themselves? I don't. I can't, and I couldn't. So, please do take that into consideration if you're going to purchase this or anything else that I recommend, that it's not just my my involvement. My opinion is only just that. It's just an opinion. It's not scientific fact. You cannot blame me for something that happened with your animal just because I recommended it, because it's not the same situation. Two completely separate situations. But in the meantime, regardless of that, DK, said, people should always research before buying some food and relate it online. Exactly. And since I'm not an authoritative figure to let you know that this food is made this way, this manner, this style, that has this in it, all I know is what it says on the ingredients label. That's all I know. And that's the reason why I picked it, because it had what I wanted in it. I looked into this. I know for a fact that this brand has food in it that I would allow my dogs to eat. There is nothing in it that I would not allow my dogs to eat. Just to be aware of that. And I'm not a dog abuser. I'm just gonna put that out there. I don't harm my dogs. I don't go out of my way to make sure that they are hurt. In fact, I make sure that they are the exact opposite. I want them to have the best lifestyle they can while they're still here, in the likelihood that they're going to die before I do. Well, my dogs get the best quality that I can get for the right price, and that's exactly what these provide. Amazon brand wet wag canned food does provide the exact resources and nutritional requirements to keep your dog sustained. You have to read the labels for yourself, because it's not meant for every dog, obviously. I mean, if your dog actually has a medical condition and you know about it, then an ingredient says it, don't take my word for it. Look into it for yourself. Plain and simple. Never take the individual's word for it until you do your own research and make your decision for yourself. That's basically what I've always been known for. If I had to preach something, this is what I practice. I practice what I preach by researching before I just buy into something. That's the reason why I have this. Believe it or not, this is what I have. Oh wait, shoot. I have to do nothing. Oh no, I don't. Okay. I researched the crap out of this website long before I started investing. And yet now I'm investing because I know it to be true. That's how much I've gained. That took me a few months this took me months compared to years with my bank account. I trust this better. I trust this absolutely better. But it starts with being able to do your own research. And then you said most pet parents should know if their pet has an allergy and be cautious when buying foods. If we look at ingredients for our health, same should be done for pets. Exactly. If you're taking care of another life, it should be just as much of a consideration for you as for them as for everybody else. Literally everybody else. Your plants, your animals, your trees. Well, trees are plants. Other people. All of it. You should not be just letting things go by the wayside. Take care to pay attention. That way, if you have an allergy, you're not buying something that is going to cause an allergic reaction. I mean, do I really have to point that out to everyone? Do I really have to point that out to everyone? I mean, granted, there are a bunch of stupid labels sitting on things like saw blade is in action. Don't touch it while on. Really? Yeah, because some dumbass decided to put his hand on the friggin' saw blade and find out that his hand got chopped in half. Come on, really? Some people are too curious. Other people are just not aware of the potential hazards. We call that naivety. And unfortunately, we can't control naivety. It just exists, so we have to like kind of work with it. Or at least that's what I've come to understand nowadays. But anyhow, okay. So that was awkward, and I am kind of glad that I was able to move past the whole Amazon item review. Again, I have to be so I haven't figured out a way to put this on YouTube yet, and it's because I was gonna stream this to YouTube, but I did this kind of abruptly, and because of what I've been doing everything abruptly. And I know I mentioned this during the 24-hour live stream. Everything went abruptly. It went really bad, really blunt. So now I'm trying to circumnavigate and do a little bit better, and that's exactly what I'm trying to get into. So I'm going to do my best to put together an actual show. I put together show notes, obviously. I put together something. But now I need to be a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more up about it, and make myself a post on YouTube and go live and actually show you guys exactly what I'm getting into. It's so much easier than basically what I'm doing right now, where I feel like I'm feeling really nervous because I have no clue how to properly present it. But I really do appreciate that you guys are sticking it out with me and basically not necessarily encouraging me, but you're not denying me this capacity to be able to learn as I go. I really do appreciate that. And then you said working in pet retail, people do not do their research. Obviously, in this day and age, we kind of get spell things out for people. Yeah. It's really unfortunate working in any public retail system, but that's kind of what I want to do as a joke. So I'm really interested in doing skits in person, basically. Like if I were to just do a weird skit at Walmart or Costco or just places in general. If I just did public videos, I'm 100% sure that it would actually be hilarious to actually capture like the people's reactions when you're doing stupid stuff out in public, not necessarily pranks, but like legitimately nice things that are just like, wait, what? Wait, no, that didn't happen. I like being able to help people, and I think that would actually be a wonderful thing to do, considering many people don't consider that stuff. You're at the store and you just don't realize that people don't know that stuff. So help them out, and then better yet, give them something to go away with. And I think that would be really cool to be able to put that on video. I enjoy being able to do that. So if I can film that and put it up for YouTube, I hope you guys would enjoy that. And that's more or less what Jack Slate 999 is. I consider me like, this is the Don Has Spoken podcast. Treat me like not Don Falcone. Wow, come on. No, what's the guy's name? He's a, gosh dang it, an Italian mobster. Al Capone. Don Capone, I believe is his name. Don Capone, yeah. That's something I really want to. I consider me Don Capone. I like being able to go out and do good deeds, and then just kind of make it public. And YouTube is a fun way to go. And even though I've had my you said even though I've had my budgies for 8 years, I still do research on how to be the best parent for them. Exactly, right? So I've had dogs this entire time, but I'm still looking into them. It's just, it's what we do. We take care. If we care enough, we should look into these things. Charlie, and then you said Charlie Munger has said that to do well in investing, you need to be more intelligent than the average investor, as they are your competition in the market. Why am I behind the register as it reassures me that the competition isn't too much to worry about, and that's scary to think. Someone called the store asking if we could physically move our store across the street so she wouldn't have to cross the street. That's actually kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie. Calls into the store to ask if they can move the store so she wouldn't have to cross the street. Talk about the definition of laziness, but that's so funny. That is hilarious. I mean, it makes delivery services much more satisfying, right? All right. Well, with that, I think that is actually a good point of stopping the podcast and letting everyone know just how much I really do appreciate being able to do this. I'm actually like getting somewhat comfortable now with being able to start talking about this stuff on a more consistent basis. And I'm still not done yet with like talking about like a few core things, but I'm gonna want to start asking for you guys' thoughts and thoughts and comments soon enough. Uh, Actually, heck with it. Someone called it their goldfish drown. Oh my gosh, that is so messed up. Uh, Bro, that's ridiculous. They tried to Patrick the store. Yeah, 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 yeah. Right? We don't want. No, no, no. I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna end the stream. I'm just gonna stop the podcast because at this point, I would like to ask each and every one of you watching right now, what do you guys think about that? Do you think this was worth it? Do you think me doing podcast is actually held any sort of value, guys, in your life, or if I'm just basically sitting here talking out my butt? I mean, I don't want to sit here and waste my breath if you guys aren't enjoying it. I myself am enthusiastic about business and what it involves and all the ins and outs and the depth of what it can do for you. But I do want to be able to provide something of value because I just don't feel like I'm giving enough as just sitting here playing video games all the time. So if I'm providing some sort of, if I'm trying to provide some sort of value, I want to be able to know that you guys are in fact receiving value because it's not only just my end pushing out, it's also you guys criticizing. You guys return. So am I critique my work, please? Am I doing something that is of interest that you guys would like to see more often? Or should I just keep it to just don't do it or just stick with it? I'm just curious as to what you guys I think. Just chilling or chatting is fun. Doesn't need to be labeled a podcast. Just an evening hangout. It feels more casual, more relatable than a podcast. Actually, that's actually part of the point that I enjoy about it. I enjoy talking with you guys about it in relation to what I'm doing. So more or less that I'm going on about something, but that we all kind of get something out of it, even if it's not the same thing. That's the reason why I have like a lot of talking points. Is it's just something to talk about, and I like to keep conversation flowing. It's easy for me to try to circumnavigate conversation to keep it flowing because I get really nervous when things go silent. I'm not gonna lie to you guys whatsoever. I get really, really nervous. It could just be like a podcast while branded as a hangout. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It could be like a podcast while branded as just a hangout. Well, that's the reason why I think talk show is a potential uptake, as Twitch has already shown me that you can actually do podcast or talk show. So if we're just sitting here talking, it's still a podcast. But I mean, have you ever watched Jay Leno, The Tonight Show? Like any of these people that are just famous for sitting there chatting with people. You bring in celebrities, you bring in anybody, but people literally just chat. There's nothing particular to chat about, but you just chat. But that's exactly what I think it could work like, is that I have something to talk about. Particularly, I want to bring something to the table and just talk about it. It's actually, ironically, this is exactly what DK and I did back in college in what, 2017 now, DK? Was it back in 2017 that we started, or was it like 2018? I agree. It's kind of like sitting in the family room and having a chat. Exactly. It's not like a really big thing. It's just the fact that we're all sitting here enjoying ourselves, and it just so happens that I'm talking about something I enjoy, but you guys are tuning in. And if it just so happens that you guys get something out of it, I feel like I'm doing something good, no matter what the label is. I just want to know if it is actually something that you guys did enjoy and got out of it. I really hope. Let's see here. Instead of welcome to the podcast, you could say welcome to the Monday night hangout. Actually, that's what I'm thinking about. I'm not thinking about like thank you for coming to the podcast, or it's like thank you guys for showing up. That's literally what I love. I love that you came to show up. Thank you for showing up. I really appreciate it. You didn't have to, but the fact that you stuck around with me, I cannot tell you how much I appreciate that. And constructive criticism expansion is happening in time, and a lot of fun will commence hopefully soon. Oh, right. Holy crap. Holy crap, right? Like things are getting bigger. Things are moving on. Things are getting very things are stepping up really quick. And if I don't keep up pace, I'm going to fall flat. So that's the reason why I'm hoping that's the reason why I'm open to criticism, so that way I can get my gears in order and make sure I don't fall flat, and that I'm not just like wasting my breath here, and then we're actually doing something that we enjoy. And after midnight, you could say early morning hangout. You know what? That's true. Uh, Luckily, though, I am switching over to games because I enjoy the competition, but not just yet. A lot of define fun as in gaming and interactive activities with viewers. Actually, I am doing both. So I enjoy playing a game and philosophizing and going through the deep impacts of games, but I also enjoy being able to interact with the community that you guys are here with me. I mean, I'm pretty sure you don't want to watch me all day, so I would love to be able to play with others, and that's the reason why I've got subscriber Saturdays. I love being able to play with my subscribers. You guys are the reason why I keep doing this, because I get paid to do it, so I am using that payment to give back to you guys, and subscriber Saturdays is exactly how I'm starting it. We're having, I mean, DK showed me just how much fun it can be, as well as Reyes. I've only held 2 now that have been successful as some sort of end result that was really, really satisfying. And that's basically where it started with. I just set up a challenge. I want to challenge you guys as much as I challenge myself. So if you guys are willing to challenge or take on a challenge with the potential to have to buy something, or I buy it. That's the thing, is no matter what, someone's gonna buy something, but you have to accept the challenge. And I love being able to see that drive and that push for something that's different and better and bigger. And we give it a shot, and we see what the result is. We get better or we get worse, doesn't matter. Just the fact that we enjoyed ourselves in the process, and at the end of it, we get something out of it. In this the first instance with Reyes, I purchased him one of my merch mugs. The hashtag SitBreak mug was sent to him, and then I sent at the request of DK, I sent the donation that would have been anything else that she could have chosen, and I sent it to Team Trees. I love being able to help you guys do these aspects with the money that you guys give me, and that was fun to be able to do both events. I actually enjoyed being able to show you guys that here live and in person. Do you know when you'll get Hello Neighbor? That's a good question. So actually, I do need to go over my Twitch finances, as I did give away a pretty significant amount, and I believe I had about $70 left in the total sum. But I also know that I paid for Jackbox, and I paid for, I'm not sure how, I'm not quite sure what quantity of games that I want to purchase right off the bat, because I do want to dig into these games and start playing with them somewhat. And if we don't like it, if it doesn't fit, yeah, we can look into others. But I wanted to keep with at least what we have to start with, because I don't have the extra income to be able to just start purchasing a bunch of extra other games. But I am open to games being purchased on my wish list. In the meantime, if you guys really feel the need, otherwise, I would like to work up to it. In fact, if I could potentially get if I could basically get a subscriber goal once a month, I don't mind doing that in return. I really don't mind doing that in return. You guys help me hit a subscriber goal each month, and I will do my best to make sure that we can get something new to keep it interesting, keep it up to pace with being able to have a better variety. I'm just starting out at basically bottom, trying to make sure that I can provide something without going completely negative. That's basically all. Nosy sleeps now. I don't want to, but work tomorrow. Good night. Oh, darn. Oh, darn. Well, you know what? Thank you very much for Carpet for showing up, and I really hope that you enjoyed streaming thus far, and I really do appreciate you actually interacting as much as you have, and thank you for your input tonight. Seriously, I mean, I am trying to do somewhat of a more relaxed talk show, podcast, whatever label we want to put on. But I really do appreciate you being a part of that, and I really hope that well, it runs well for us. That's what I really hope. I did say that I wanted to start it on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, just so you guys are aware. So I'm hoping that even though I don't regularly, I'm not streaming anymore on Wednesdays, and I don't stream on Sundays, I will consider streaming this on YouTube, solely on YouTube, and not editing it, only on Wednesdays for now. For now. I would like to be able to, well, basically, if I could figure out a way to do it live, I will. Just like add a bunch of interactives or something. But otherwise, I do prefer the editing concept of videos. So I would like to be able to record this live on Twitch and then have it set up for YouTube for the passivity of it. This way, it's available for everyone else, but I don't have to have all the mistakes, all the incremental details that don't necessarily add up to the end result of being a proper video for me to believe that I actually put in a very good amount of valuable effort into something that is worth watching. Because I don't see how me just constantly getting distracted, getting these little things is necessarily helpful for me to see that, and that's what I'm trying to circumnavigate. I don't mind gifting it better to get it while on sale. Oh, okay. That is, like I said, completely up to you. I hold no regrets if you do, but I'm not offering it. It's out there, but that's up to you. I appreciate it no matter what, even if you even considering it. But definitely not required to purchase a game for me, for the audience whatsoever. It is truly appreciated no matter what, though. And at that, since it is now past 10 p.m. and I have been going on past an hour and a half with just basically talking concept, I do want to finish as much as possible. And oh, that's right, crap. Okay, so that was one thing I wanted to show you guys real quick. I really wanted to do this for you guys. But one thing that many people do fail to remember when starting out with any business is the high possibility, extremely high possibility of having the potential to gain income from, well, basically anywhere else on the internet besides just, well, Facebook for sale, or like this is where it started. Like, people still use Craigslist. It's still very vastly used, and that's more or less what I'm getting into. So let's see here. I need to get into ducks. Specifically 300s. No. What? Farm and garden, yes. That's all I was looking for. I'm not seeing that, but okay. Yeah, no. Okay. Sure. I don't get this. What? What happened? What's going on? I didn't see this. What's happening going on? No. Okay. Golden 300 ducks. Okay, so maybe this isn't available. This is in tomb water? Alright, so I know I've seen this before, but I don't know where it is right now. Gosh dang it. Alright, so basically I'm gonna be straightforward with you guys right now. What I'm doing on the backside right now of business off stream is, well, farm animals. I am getting into farm animals. You guys already know that I'm getting into ducks. Well, I only have Muscovy ducks, and they only lay about 180 eggs a year, and so far that has been found to be roughly true, very reasonably accurate. And I'm struggling to see where I'm getting enough value from them right now in the winter, and I'm wanting to expand it to make it a little bit easier. So the two things that I am really getting into is, one, getting other ducks that are going to provide more eggs, and two, I'm trying to increase my ducks' fertility rate, because the more available and frequent that they are trying to mate, the more eggs are produced. Chickens were bred for it. Chickens were introduced to the lifestyle and concept, and people, farmers especially, really got into it. And I'm personally trying to do that, but with ducks. I'm not 100% sure just yet how it works, but I'm wanting to look into it and give it a shot. White Campbell duck's eggs, often mistaken for pecans, a small breed that 3 to 358 large eggs a year. What? So White Campbell ducks. Happy to answer your question about ducks. It's a really rare breed and hard to find information. Okay, interesting. Actually, well, now that I know about that, well, basically, what it is I'm trying to find is I need to find a specific type of duck that produces more often than ones I'm dealing with right now, until I can look into getting I want to get into some sort of plan to be able to make my ducks provide more, because I'm providing them with the solid, stable environment that makes them want to produce more. Like, I'm not trying to force them to produce more. I'm literally enticing them to believe that they're safe and they don't have to be worried about being harmed, so that they're wanting to procreate, that they're no longer in a state of survival. That's what happens when you're in a state of survival. You really want to just maintain your own capacity to stay alive. But when you get into the concept of creation and you're comfortable, most people want to procreate, just like animals do. Well, that procreation is in the form of duck eggs, and I would like to see more of that, because they're obviously interested in making, well, themselves more comfortable in life, just like we all are. And I'm hoping that I can convince them to produce more. If I am going to work with them, I need to start somewhere with more influx. So if I can get a small family of what are called golden 300 ducks, they have that unique name apparently because they do in fact lay up to 300 eggs a year, and that's roughly 10 months out of the year. So they're basically laying year round for all intents and purposes. If I can get one family, just 4 female ducks, all laying 300 eggs a year, I'm getting enough food to cover my family daily for the majority of the year. I get one more family shortly after that, and I cover my family the entire year and then some. So I'm hoping to be able to increase the amount of egg production I currently get, so that way I can figure out a way to convince that's like an egg a day. Exactly. That's exactly why I'm doing it. 100%. So if I can buy 300 ducks this month, and I start getting that production immediately, then next month I can get one more family, and then I have so many eggs coming in on a regular daily basis. If I can have 8 eggs a day, 2 families, one male, 4 females, 1 male, 4 females, I get enough eggs to not only feed my family, but now I can start feeding my neighbors. And if I have to give something to my neighbors, I'd rather give them something of equal value that provides for them on that level. If you've never had a duck egg before, just realize I'm not giving them crap food, and I will give it to you as a gift for free. I have absolutely no worries and believe that you will enjoy it. So, give it a shot. And it turns out that duck eggs are not only larger than chicken eggs, but much, much more nutritious. And they're very filling, very satisfying. Usually, I kid you not, all of us in this household can only eat about one egg in each session. That is how good and satisfying these eggs are. That's the reason why I wanted to get into ducks, because it is worth it. So I put in all this time and effort into my birds this year, and I've realized I need to expand. I need to move on. I need to move up. I want to have more eggs, because more than just me and my wife need to be fed. Everyone else needs to be fed, which is the reason why Lion's Den started to become an idea to create a food forest family farm. Kind of like Food Forest Farm, but all about the family. You take care of your own, and then you take care of everyone else. I build up this small community on this 1 acre that I have, and give these creatures everything I have, and the amount that they provide me will show me just how well I'm giving to them. They produce so much for me. I now get myself covered, can feed my family, all for an insanely low cost. I have a permanent, more or less, resource to feed myself the rest of my life. I am so ecstatic to be able to start this. So I want to be able to get the 300s, have them provide for us, and now I get to work with the other ducks to get them to produce more. If I can get them all to interbreed one day, I might be able to come up with an even stronger duck. So I'm experimenting with what I can do, and I need to start somewhere. Well, I have 4 baby ducks right now that I need to sell, and 2 adult ducks. And that's one of the harder points of what I'm getting into right now that I wasn't too comfortable about getting into just yet with Lion's Den. But you have to understand, I have been doing this now for almost a year, and it has been very genuinely educational to see how this stuff works, to understand why farmers are the way they are, why factory farming is actually a thing. But I'm not going about it in that sense. I want to go about it as feral and permaculture style as possible. I want my birds to have the best life possible. They're not walking around in mud and poop and excrement all day. And no, I want to give them my entire yard, and then cover my yard with a bunch of edibles. If they're going to forage all day, if they're going to wander around tearing up the yard all day, I'm going to give them something to tear up. Rip apart these grasses. Rip apart these bushes of fruit. So all these seed-bearing trees, all this stuff that can make a duck nice and fat and plump and happy. Then as far as I'm concerned, I've done my job as a farmer, providing the best life possible that they don't want to get up from. They're sedentary, they're happy, they're still doing something, but they're not not all dying from obesity. That plain and simple. They're taken care of. We just had one of our ducks tonight from harvest of a few months back, and I have to admit, between the eggs and the meat and what these ducks have been giving me, I am now getting up in the morning. I struggle to be up. I seriously struggle. I have the hardest time waking up after I've fallen asleep. Even though I don't sleep long and I don't sleep much, and I suffer from insomnia, when I fall asleep, I don't want to get up. It is really difficult for me to be able to believe that I can get up out of bed. And I kid you not, these birds have changed that. 8 a.m. on the dot, I am up, I am awake, and I'm ready to go outside. I'm ready to feed my ducks, and I'm ready to see what they have to do for me for the day. I am it's life changing, and I never expected farming to actually become something I was interested in until I did something that I wanted to do, and I wanted to figure out how ducks worked. I really do appreciate that you guys have stuck around and listened to how long I've been droning on about ducks, considering the fact that I do it all the time in Stardew as well, and I'm about to get on Stardew, but I wanted to let you know that this is what I'm doing. I am trying to not only give you guys the internet and all the people that are available and out there to provide something for, but also my local community. Like my next door neighbor. I want to feed my next door neighbor, and this is how I do it. I put in this extra bit of labor that I don't really have, but I'm willing to give it willing to push a little bit extra, push a little bit harder, because I know for a fact it pays off in the end. I now know it pays off in the end. I have worked for these eggs. They are delicious. They are fantastic. They are fulfilling. I have worked for these birds. I did not like the labor of taking them out and removing their feathers, and it's not my favorite aspect of farming, and I don't want to do it anymore. And I know I've mentioned that before, so I'm circumnavigating that this year. But I am in fact consuming them. They are meant for fodder, but I'm not going to abuse them. I don't just see them like, oh, I'm going to eat you one day. I'm going to kick you. No, that little bird is my best friend. That little bird is going to be given the golden toilet seat. I would literally wipe the poop off the seat for this bird. Granted, I don't want to see the poop on the seat, but I would do what I can for these birds to give them the best life possible. Because I want them to believe that the only thing that matters is that they're safe and capable of doing what they need to do to survive without believing that they're going to die at any moment. It's a hard battle, but this is how I prove that not all farmers are factory farmers just for the profit. Sure, I want the money. I would really appreciate if you guys would help me give the money or be able to get resources flowing and moving so I can get more and feed more people. But that's the reason why I'm doing it. I'm scaling up. So the $1 Million Farm Fund is still a thing. And if you guys want to donate to that, that's exactly the reason why I have it open. If you guys want to use money that I offer, or you guys want to do it yourselves, I love it when I can use that back. And you said I like when farmers are caring towards their animals. Thank you. I'm trying to be like. If you guys see my content, I'm not picking on my birds. I love working with them. And because of that, that's what I'm trying to offer people. I'm offering them the reality of people that care, but still understand that they are meant for consumption. But that's the reason why I sell them at every level. It's done at pet. So if you want the duck just to have a duck, I mean, go for it. I can't stop you. Product. It will be eaten. The meat and fat and guts of this bird is satisfying, worth it, and it makes you stronger. It helps you. Your health is literally benefited from eating my duck. Please realize that it is definitely a good thing to eat this bird's meat. It hurts to take them out. It does. But the end result is worth it. One moment, not even a day, not an hour, not a second, a moment, a single moment does that bird have a bad life. A single moment. And that's it. The rest of the life is 100% amazing. And that's exactly what I'm trying to create. And when it's done morally, it's great because at least you know they didn't suffer. Exactly. And I hate suffering. Like, you guys have seen it. I hate it when people suffer. I hate it when things are doing bad. What makes you think I wouldn't want to take care of a bird? It's just how my mind explores things, and I have to learn at my own pace. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I killed off all 6 of the ducks. With a little bit of help, but I killed off all 6 of them. I put them in my freezer, and I tested them out for myself. We are down 2 ducks out of 3 that we are willing to consume. The rest are being sold. I want to sell them. And then I'm going to learn how to not do that. anymore. I don't want to kill them. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I cannot go a single day thinking. So I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It really it impacted me hard, and I'm not gonna hide it from you. When we took them out, each one of them looked me in the eye, choking its last breath, and I just couldn't do it. It I was so enraged watching it happen. So, but I didn't want it to believe that I didn't care. So I looked it right back in the eye and I watched it die. It basically gave me this look, like each one of them basically gave me this look like why now? And I couldn't do it. That's the reason why I don't want to do that. And I know it sucks. It's the stereotype, and that's the truth of it. But that doesn't make it any less valuable, and that's the reason why I have to circumnavigate. Because what I did was cruel. It was disgusting. It was pathetic. And I hated it. I hate the fact that I made that bird suffer in the last few moments of its death because I didn't know what I was doing. And that's what sucks about it. I didn't know. This is my very first time. I've never killed a bird. At least not in that manner. And it took too much of a toll on me. It literally, I swear to it, it caused some sort of PTSD. My brain does not handle death well whatsoever. I cannot handle murder in any degree. It truly just obliterates any concept of me being happy, and I can't contain it. It hurts, and it hurts to remember even more. But that's what happened. I took my birds out, and we've been trying them out. They are tasty. They are really tasty. It's just through that process that I'm trying to reduce, because that's the one thing I hate about farming. I hate harvest. I absolutely hate it. I like seeing things grow and then fall apart and relive and do their own thing. But interacting, taking apart, touching it, and dealing with it, not a big fan of. I'm not a touchy-feely person. I'm a sit back, observe, and interact kind of guy. And that's the reason why these birds actually like me, because I don't scare them. I'm not like running after them like I'm a big scary monster, but they still see me as a big scary monster because I'm much bigger than them. But they love when I have food, or they love when I'm pouring them water, or they love it when I'm opening up an area for them to walk through. It's amazing to see what these birds are doing for me. So I'm trying to make their life worth it, and now I'm trying to expand. And I hope this expansion is worth it, and you guys see it here live. Heck, even you guys might even want to be part of it. I don't know. And you, sorry, I missed those last two messages. So I'll get that real quick. It's harder seeing things suffer when you are an empath because it kind of makes you suffer with them. It does. It really does. And I know that feeling when they look at you. You've experienced it with my first budgie, right? And I'm sentimental. If you're going down, if life is going bad, or if you're dying, whatever negative is going on, I don't want you to stick it out through yourself. I would prefer to be by your bedside, taking care of you. And unfortunately, that takes a toll, but it's a toll that I'm willing to take. I am willing to take on the emotional trials of being able to handle somebody else suffering if it means it was relieving. So a lot of death has occurred in my life, but I also try my best to ease the pain of transition from one moment to the next. I don't want it to be as difficult as it is on me, so I try my best to absorb it as much as possible. I had to put my dog down when I first got out of service. One of the hardest things I could have done, and sorry, it's thinking about my dog and having to put her down. That those numbers of years back, it still hits. I looked my dog in the eye as she died. I didn't want her to believe that just because she's dying that I didn't love her. So I pet her to sleep. Still gets to me. It still gets to me. All right, but I'm not trying to sit here and make this like a overly emotional stream. Just yeah, and I don't like the way I don't like that phraseology. I really don't. Because I don't right, so the exact way that that's put, in a way bearing the cross. First of all, I'm not Christ. I may be in some way a Christian. I try my best to understand what Christianity is to be, so that way I can learn what the aspects of that title are. But Jesus as the Christ, I don't believe I can exemplify. I cannot. I can't be that. There is no way. I have done way too many bad acts in my life to believe that I deserve that title and that description. I take on suffering because I love, but that doesn't mean that I believe that I'm allowed to take the position to suggest that that kind of consideration is actually a possibility. I don't see it as bearing the cross. I believe it as battling my own. I see it selfishly. I really do. That's the problem. I see it selfishly. I want to take the pain for you. I don't want you to suffer. I don't want others to have to deal with the pain, because then you guys don't get the experience. I do. I want the experience. If you guys don't want that experience, you guys shouldn't have to. I want to take it. I want to remove the experience and prevent the progression of learning. So it's really selfish. I promise you, it's selfish. And I'm not trying to suggest that I am a bad person for being that selfish. I'm just saying I have a literal addiction to learning. I am willing to die to learn. If that's a cross that I have to bear per se in perspective, I guess, but it's not one that I lay claim to whatsoever.